Should be good, although this thing takes a while to set up, so might be challenged to be done in the 5 miles.
We have merged.
Can't even see him. Never saw you.
I'm behind you.
Ah, excellent.
You see me?
Nope. Oh, now I do.
Some traces for you.
No idea how to fight in this thing effectively, so this is going to be a learning experience. Oh, there's a hit.
Alright, I'll go F5. Now I know what it looks like. I have no idea what it looks like.
I don't know if that'll actually be any easier for me. Because the thing is, on the merge, I've got 2 guns to cock, which is 2 different buttons I've got to hold in for a couple seconds. Then I've got to turn the radar on. So...
fuck radar, bro.
Yeah. Didn't fly. This also has a very strange afterburner setup. There he is. You know what? He's right. Fuck radar. We're gonna do this by eyeball. The old Mark 1.
Fats up.
God, the F5 is fucking difficult to see. I lost him in front of me. There he is. How he got there, I have no clue. I should note that I have flown this against an AI F5 and I cannot get on its tail to save my life, so... Whether things are any different with Tawny remains to be seen, but it is very difficult to outmaneuver the AI in the F5. It's also very difficult to keep eyes on him. Motherfucker, I lost you again.
I can see you.
Fucking cloaking field bullshit. It is nice being able to see behind myself, though. Much better than the MiG-21 in that regard. There he is. Problem is now trying to jink him while also keeping eyes on him. This thing does roll quite well. But again, I can't see him. It's one of the reasons I suspect an F5 might end up taking out the tournament, because once it's behind you, where you can't pick it up on radar, you will never ever see it again. Oops.
Rip.
I can't see you. Like, I physically cannot see you, except for maybe a second or two at a time. I fucking hate that thing. It's just so difficult to keep eyes on.
Alright, you ready?
Hawks then. If you two want to fight.
You're not in Discord.
Alright, well, I'll go again.
Didn't fly.
Okay, both guns are cocked. They might start cocked, actually, I'm not sure.
You miss me in this thing, bro. You're fucking struck.
Because of the MiG-19's interesting and frankly bizarre afterburner system, it's going to be very difficult for me to manage my power in this. There we go, we just about stalled it. We did stall it, I can't see him anymore. Whoop, that was a bit of a whoopsie. Oops.
What happened?
Stalled it and then didn't realise until it was a bit late. He just shot off something I need. Oof. Can't get away from him. It's handling all kinds of funny. I think it needed whatever you shot off. Got a really bad right roll tendency at the moment. So I'd say I'm missing a left aileron or something. Or a chunk out of my left wing. That or the, no, both engines are running. So it's not one engine, it's both that are going. I'm just not going to be able to get rid of him now, that's the issue. Can't see him. There he is. Not going to be able to get him to overshoot. I can barely keep the aircraft stable, so not much hope of that. I'm flying mostly with the rudder at this point. Although I can't even see it deflecting, I don't know if I've still got one. No, I don't still have a rudder. Okay, that's interesting. That would explain a few things. So I appear to be missing a rudder. And I have suspicions about my left aileron. Oh, never mind, I can see it now. The wing fences block my wingtips totally, so I can't tell if they're still attached.
Ah.
Cannot get rid of him. Hey, Tarnfalk. Watch out for the ground. I mean, if I can bait Tawny into the ground, it'll be a moral victory, but I don't think he's gonna fall for that one. There he is. Just coming in behind. A really sharp left roll at the moment. Something is damaged on the left wing. I've got almost full... thought he stalled out for a second there. But almost full right aileron trim, and I'm still rolling left. The aileron's still attached, I can just see it past the edge of the wing fence, but there's probably a lot of drag coming off that wing from all the cannon holes in it. God, he's impossible to get rid of. Probably only going to be on for a few. Got addicted to Mountain Blade again. I haven't played Mountain Blade in a very long time. Primarily because I'm concerned that might happen. I should get back into it though. There he is. I don't know why I'm still bothering to put rudder input in. I don't have a rudder anymore, or at least I don't have cables. That's my fuel. Not good. This isn't the MiG-15, this is the MiG-19. I finally got it. My tax return this year is going to be fairly decent in size, so I thought I'd treat myself and finally get the plane I'd been intending to get since before the Tomcat came out. Where'd he go? I saw him go under me, but I don't know where he went. There he is, of course. This might turn into a fuel battle, but I've been in full burner the whole time, so I'll probably run out before he does. She's a handful. Nice and stable in normal flight, but once you start getting slow, she has a tendency to really violently drop a wing. It's not like the 21 where it just stalls cleanly, which on the one hand is nice because you know you've stalled, unlike the 21. But on the other hand, it does make it more difficult to control. F5, god no, I'm fighting a Tomcat. If he was in the F5, I wouldn't be able to see him. Just before this round, he was in the F5, and I had sight on him for about 2 seconds total. Oh, 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 oh! Come on, come on. Shit. Oh, shit, shit, shit. Almost got him to overshoot. Almost. Actually, I do have a rudder, it's just not very responsive at the moment. He's damaged my controls in some way or other, so my rudder's not really working very well right now. Oh, I do have a rudder, it's just not doing what I tell it to. Interesting. Oh, actually, I think I know why. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere the MiG-19 had quite a... like, it had a very effective rudder at low speeds, and it was totally useless at high speeds. That might be what's going on here. But I just cannot get him to overshoot. Cannot get rid of him. Also, because, you know, early afterburner, I have this wonderful thing where I have to actually hold in a button for a second or two every time I advance the throttles past the detent, otherwise it just goes to mill. You can bind that to a switch so it's like permanently pressed, but I don't really want to do that, because otherwise I won't be able to use mill power without disconnecting it. If I could have this thing's visibility and everything else from the MiG-21, I would have a god-tier dogfighter on my hands. Because in this I can actually see outside, which is wonderful. But in the 21 I've got a much better instantaneous turn rate and a cleaner stall. As well as faster firing guns with much higher muzzle velocity. Tiger also probably would have killed you by now. Already crushed the 21, so be even more nasty against the 19. See, I don't know about that. Against me and the MiG-21, Tawny rarely gets a good shot in. Mind you, that's because he doesn't know that he's got a gyro sight, or that, or he doesn't know how to use it. But against the MiG-21, it's a much more even fight than my first outing against an F5 in this. But to be fair, again, that's because I couldn't see the F5. If I could have kept eyes on him, I might have had a better chance. Yeah, it's a nice aircraft. It really is a nice aircraft. It's definitely, like, you can feel that it's the missing link between the 21 and the 15. It's not quite as over-the-top complex as the MiG-15 module, where, you know, everything in that is modeled right down to the, oh, good shot. I have no idea what you hit, but, it's blacked me out.
Yeah, you're missing a wing.
Could not get rid of him. Go F5 again.
Roger.
See if I can keep eyes on you this time.
Right, in flight.
Are my guns cocked? Yeah, my guns are actually cocked. Good. Air-to-air and air-to-ground. Okay, so I don't really do much air-to-ground, but from what I can tell you, I think you get maybe some... No, I don't think you even get iron bombs at the moment. I think it's just 57mm rockets, and they're not very big canisters either. You can also use those air-to-air against like B-52s and tankers and shit, but they're not very effective. In terms of pure air-to-air weaponry, you get early generation K-13s. So basically, you know, the shittiest missile that the MiG-21 can carry. So it has pretty hopeless missiles. You only get 2 of them. The guns are very powerful and quite accurate, but they're also slow firing. They're fridge launchers, basically. And that's the part where he vanishes into the ground. He just fucking disappeared into the ground. Like, totally just blinked out of existence.
Into the ground? From behind you?
I cannot see you. I saw something which I'm pretty sure was you go under me and then just disappear. Unless he throttles back and the engines start puffing smoke, I'm not going to see him again. Oh, there he is. Try and see if we can force an overshoot here, ideally without getting ourselves killed. The problem is, I'm not going to be able to keep eyes on him through it. Nah. I have no clue where he is. Absolutely no idea. Oh, I saw a speck for like half a second. And I've lost him. Totally blind. I saw you appear for like literally a split second and then vanish again.
I'm about your... I'm right on your 6 at the moment. I was about your 8 o'clock.
We need like a fluoro fucking high-vis orange skin for that thing. Because that's the only way anyone's gonna see it. I think he's actually using the, I think it's a Draken International skin, which is literally a low-vis grey skin. There's no way you'll ever see it. The Iranian one's a little easier to pick up, but Draken International skin on the F5 is literally invisible. No, I can't find you at all. You're using the grey skin on that, yeah? For the blue side?
It's grey and white.
Yeah, that's why. Literally, I cannot see you at all unless you're right next to me. It's invisible. It's worse than trying to spot a MiG-21. Way worse.
I'm a fair way behind you. I can't catch you, man. You're going too fast.
I see some traces, but yeah. Well, the reason I'm going fast is because I can't see you.
Yeah, I gotta get close enough so you can see me, bro.
Ah, there you are. Oh, we landed a hit there. Nothing too important, hopefully. Yeah, that's why I couldn't see him. Look at that fucking skin. No wonder I couldn't fucking find him. Now I've just got to stay with him. Don't know how this thing turns compared to the F5. I know it doesn't have the MiG-21's instantaneous, but it does sustain better. I just don't know how that compares to the F5. Oh god, he's going to make me overshoot so hard. Oh, I've got to get better at my speed management. Controls seem to not lock up, but get very sluggish very quickly. They lose effect quite easily. Ugh, into the sun, of course. I don't have the gyro turned on at the moment, because it wouldn't even be on the gun sight at this point. He's moving too fast and he's too small. Gonna stay out of burner for a bit if I can. I think in mill I can actually more or less keep up with him here. Fuck. Oh, nearly. These guns are so powerful, and you really feel it. They sound monstrous. But again, low rate of fire, slow projectiles. Where did he just go? Oh, not again. There he is. It's gonna be a head-on, I think. There he is. Shit, he's rolling in. Oh, he hit something. One thing I will say, she's built pretty sturdy. It takes quite a few 20mm hits to really fuck this plane up. Oh, but there we go. Nice. Yeah, the gun sounds incredible. Yeah, that skin on the F5 is... Oh my god, what is my plane doing?
I'll go on the red F.
What is my plane doing? That's the issue I was talking about in last night's stream. Oh, my parachute texture is broken apparently. My plane was doing reverse outside loops. With no wings.
Go in the blue slot. MiG. I'll go the red. This is just default grey, this one.
The Iranian one might be the go for the F5. That was much easier to pick up in the MiG-21 when we were doing that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's easier so far. Oh, there we go. Right about that distance is where you phase out of existence. Just got you. Ooh. It's gonna be another head-on. I've got East German skin. Lost him. There he is. Why am I so slow? My air brake's in, I shouldn't be. Probably just pulling too hard. This doesn't have an AOA indicator anywhere in the pit, so you can't hold it on the knife edge like you can with the MiG-21. Is that my shadow or was that him? I think that's him. Yeah, there he is. She rolls really well. With a bit of rudder input, she rolls really, really well. Maybe not as well as the MiG-21, but the MiG-21 rolls too well to the point I had to really nerf the shit out of the curves, because it blacks you out.
What's corner speed for the MiG-19?
I haven't the faintest clue.
Fucking fast, I'll give it that.
Climbs really well too. There he is. Let's go up. Drag him high. Starting to slow down and he's getting a little close with those shots, so we'll roll out. There he is. Lost him again. He'll be behind me somewhere, I just don't know where. There he is. Let's deliberately do this. Recover it. Ha-ha! Ha-ha! She doesn't do it as easily as the 21 does, but it still works. He's going to be head-on with me again here, I think, which is a problem. Whoops, stalled it. She doesn't give you much warning, and you get quite a sharp wing drop, usually to the left from what I've seen. Whereas the 21 doesn't drop wings at all, it just goes straight down. I guess the 21's wings aren't really big enough to drop, to be fair. There he is. Around my nose again. Thank you, whoever just did something. Hey, Daggy DCS! Thanks for the follow. I really don't like these head-on setups, but I don't think I'm going to get any better option for a minute here. Oh, it's going to go under. Let's try rolling out to the left and come around. I really should look up what the corner speed for this is. I really haven't the faintest idea whatsoever. I just hope it's in kilometers an hour, because that's what this is instrumented in. But the instrumentation, it's not bad, but it's not great for watching your airspeed in combat. Kind of like the MiG-21. A lot of the instruments you need to see in combat are totally out of the way. Oh, I think he might have lost me. Oh, he might have lost me. Please don't overshoot. Really bad lead judging there. That's way, way, way behind him. Okay, he's going to come over the top. Let's try not to stall out here. Yeah, may have overcooked that. Drop the nose on him. He's going to continue right. So I think the F5 seems to have better turn performance, but this is quicker and definitely climbs really well. Don't know about better than the F5, but it does climb excellently. Like 35,000 feet per minute or some shit. It's pretty ridiculous. Get the burner back on so I can try and sustain this turn a little longer. Watch I don't stall this low. As I said, no AOA indicator, so you've just got to kind of feel it out when the aircraft's gonna protest, and you can't see over the nose, much like the MiG-21, so high deflection shots are really not a thing. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I don't think I can hang with him in these turns. I think the F5's well and truly king of that domain out of this matchup. So I'm going to try and set myself in for swooping attacks, like slashing attacks. The problem is, to do that, you need to see your opponent and approach from a distance, which you cannot do against an F5, it's too small. Oh, 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 come on, come on. I may have just bled too much speed. Come on, come on. Oh god, that was not pleasant. On the edge of a stall here. She's holding. She's holding. Yeah, but see, now he's going to cut the corner on me. Let's try and come over the top, maybe. Get some speed coming back down. Right, he's gonna go head on. Oh, she didn't like that. That was nearly a stall. Cross my nose here. I'm not used to where I need to be looking for a snapshot yet, so he's kind of lucky in that regard. Oh, 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 that must have been close. That must have been really close. See, for situations like that, that's where you do want the high rate of fire of something like the MiG-21's double-barrel cannon. Barely bottomed that out. Looks like he's trying to pick up some speed as well. He must have got really slow there. This might come down to fuel at this rate. One thing I've noticed about this aircraft is unless you start pulling very hard turns, it doesn't lose speed very well. It's quite good at retaining energy. Kind of like the MiG-29 in that regard. So I should probably fly it like a MiG-29, to be honest. Okay. Just gonna cross my nose again. Oh, no, I'm gonna cross his. Where'd he go? Where did he go? Oh, there he is. He's in front of me. Oh, we got some very unpleasant roll here. I don't see him anymore. Radar's totally useless at this altitude. Well, it's totally useless in general, but it's especially bad down here. Can't see him at all. He will see me from all the smoke, but I cannot see him. Blind.
Right, you're about fucking 300 knots faster than I am, so you're set. And I'm just about to run out of fuel.
I got 400 liters left, I think. You hit me pretty bad. I've got a really heavy left roll going on again. Oh, he's down there somewhere. There he is.
And I'm dead. That'll do me, man. I gotta crit.
Already? Jesus.
He's worked hard for me.
Well, thanks for the fights.
Likewise, man. Likewise.
Let's see. It's a European server. Hold will all be empty, yeah. I can take this thing on there now, which is nice. You know what, we'll jump on Just Dogfight and we'll see if we get ping kicked. I probably will, but we will see. Never really appreciate how small and maneuverable the F5 is until you watch someone try and fight it. Yeah, it is so hard to keep track of. The MiG-21 is similar, but I feel like the F5 is slightly harder to see. And one of the other things with that is that if it's passing you with its side to you instead of a full planform, you're going to see a much smaller tail surface. Like the MiG-21 has that massive triangular tail, which you can see from miles away. Whereas the F5 is a very slim aircraft. I know the Soviets recommended that MiG-19 and 21 parts focus on slashing attacks and against maneuvering against F5s. Yeah. With the MiG-21, I can actually keep up with his turn. The main problem is being able to see it. Whereas with the MiG-19, I can see him better, but I can't keep up with his turn. So, like I said, if I could just take the canopy off the 19 and put it on the 21, it would be a lot easier. Say if I had like a MiG-21F, not a PF or a F-13, or actually the F-13 maybe, but like the really early MiG-21s, without the radar scope that additionally cluttered up all the shit in front of it. Because the early MiG-21s had really bad forwards visibility, like shockingly bad forwards visibility, but they had a bit more of a bubble canopy. It wasn't a true bubble, And I would say probably still not quite as good as the 19, but at least it was better. Solar Wing Pixie is in the F5. This guy is in the Hornet. Let's see if it allows me to play. We'll take the Mirage in here. No. God damn it. I kinda don't want to do PvE. I kinda really don't, so... What I might do is I might hop on IL-2 for a bit, I think. We'll play on that. Just because all the Cold War servers are empty at this time of day, and I really, really am kind of over PvE in DCS, to be fair. You know what? Maybe let's do a bit of flying in the MiG-19 first. Don't really need to do the training. Like, I've already worked out how most of this aircraft works. It's fairly simple. Let's just go... Mission editor... See, I've got this, but this is again against AI, which is kind of not much of a contest. Well, I say that, it is a contest, it's just that it's AI, so it never does anything creative or interesting. We'll go with that. I was thinking of swapping aircraft or giving myself missiles or something, but we'll just go with guns. Something really amusing, I've been having issues during formation flights with the Hornet, used to the unstable F5 and having to do constant small corrections, but the Hornet doesn't need that at all. Yeah. Yeah. It's, coming to the Mirage from the MiG-21 was a huge adjustment, because the Mirage has an auto trimmer, and you basically just fly purely with the stick. And you know, you don't even really need to use the rudder, although I tend to. So it was a huge adjustment coming from the MiG-21, where I'm on everything all at once. So I'll just fight this guy until either one of us gets a kill or one of us runs out of fuel, and then I'll go do some IL-2, I think. But I'm enjoying the MiG-19 so far. It's a very nice plane, it looks nice. It flies pretty nicely. There are some weird issues with it still, but it seems more complete than it was when it first came out. So Razbam are doing a good job actually making sure they finish it. One thing which you guys actually got to see there was the weird behavior after you eject from the damaged aircraft of the aircraft reverse outside looping. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but that's the second time I've seen it happen after an ejection now. So I'm beginning to suspect that might be a sort of common, repeatable bug with the aircraft. And it kind of reminds me of the issue the Harrier flight model has, where it kind of spins belly out, like cartwheels belly out. Guns are already cocked, apparently. There's the F5, that tiny speck in front of me. See, I can't fly formation to save my life. I haven't really tried it in the Mirage, to be fair, but in anything else, I can't do it, so I'm not sure if it'll be much different there. Almost lost sight of him. It's going to be a head-on. See, he can just pull that thing around easily. Almost lost him. That was a mistake trying to get my head onto the windscreen. If I can get these scissors a little tighter, maybe, probably not, just about stalled there. You can tell I'm used to flying the MiG-21 and the Mirage from how aggressively I pull like that. I'm used to the aircraft being totally fine with it. Oh, hello. Hello. He's gonna turn across me, but we're kinda sorta behind him. Is he gonna maneuver kill himself? Ooh. Yep. Well done. You know what? Let's strafe a train instead. Let's strafe a train. Jeez. Oh, by the way, cockpit lighting for this is fantastic. Look at that. Come out of afterburner now. Wait until that's across the bridge. Oh, there's two trains there. I might be able to get a twofer. I do like this canopy. This is a nice canopy. The forwards visibility isn't too bad once you get rid of the gun camera either. It's really not bad. It's not the best, but it's certainly better than the MiG-21 right now. Might change once the 21 gets its new pit. Now, I don't think the train carriages actually have collision. I think it's only the locomotive. One of those weird DCS things. I know that some of the civilian road traffic doesn't have collision models either. Kind of wish they'd fix it. But expecting ED to fix things seems a bit, you know, optimistic, shall we say. Gun's empty. Looks like we got a piece of both trains there. Yeah, we got a piece of both. We'll do a flyby and see what kind of effect we had. Try not to plant myself into the same patch of forest that the F5 did. And then we'll head to Minvodi and land this thing, and then launch up pile 2. It's like pretty good effect to me. Whoops. There we go. And Minvodi is over there by those mountains. Dial the power back a bit. I've got to set up my throttle curves for this thing. I need to find if anyone's figured out a good throttle curve for it. I did have a brief look yesterday, but I couldn't find any. You can see where the gun camera usually sits because the ambient occlusion mapping is baked onto the texture there for the cockpit framing. So you got a big black shadow, but there's nothing there to cast it. I really like the red parade skin for this. think the MiG-15 has one too. I wish the MiG-21 had one. I do have a custom skin for the MiG-21 that's a red parade skin like this, but it's broken at the moment because it was made for the old texture maps, which were arranged differently. So to light the burners in the MiG-19, you've got to be past this detent here. So if I press the button now, they should light. Well, maybe not. I got to be at full throttle, I guess. There we go. Now they're lit. And then if I reduce the power back and push it forwards again, it goes back to mil. So I'll go into external and light them. Nice. It's a very nice aircraft. Air brakes. Very similar to MiG-21's air brakes. Okay, so the airport, I believe, is just on the left here. Oh, unless this is it here. Let me see. No, it is. It's further up ahead. Right about where I'm looking. Hope we get the Swiss variant as an update for the F5. It's kind of due for one, and ED has an office in Switzerland. What did the Swiss do to it to make it different? I'd imagine they definitely retrofitted something. I know the Swiss Centurions had, like, German gun sights on them, which was interesting. I know there's a Hawker Hunter in the works for DCS, but I don't know if it's ever going to materialize or if it's just going to become vaporware. I think it's a very small team doing it. I hadn't really heard of them before now, so good luck to them. It'd be really nice to have a Hunter in DCS. Make some good opposition for this thing. And the MiG-15. Better RWR INS digital radio. Ooh, interesting. Certainly make it a lot more dangerous. I mean, it's already pretty dangerous, but yeah, damn. This really doesn't like losing that speed. Until you start pulling, then you can get it to lose some speed. Coming in way fast. Way fast, so we'll just ride the brake down. We'll go rounds. take the better RWR. The one we have can be used to intercept enemy fighters, so an even better one would be just nasty. Meanwhile, in the MiG-21, apparently the 23 is going to come with the SPO-15 as an option, which is nice. Should make it a little more potent against some of the more modern aircraft. I mean, the 10's fine against the older stuff, but against something like what you're going to face in, say, Growling Sidewinder server, you definitely want the 15. Try and lose a little more speed this time. I mean, the 15's not exactly user-friendly, but at least it works, generally, and you can use it to figure out where stuff's coming from. The 10 is just hopeless. Now, to be fair, I don't believe the 10 is modeled properly in the MiG-21. I think it's missing some features. But, all the same, it is pretty hopeless, let's be real. This looks a little better. Ah, I see, I gotta actually hold that down. That explains why that last landing was a bit of a clusterfuck. Wait, what? No. It's... I don't know why it's doing that. Give me a second here. Flaps. We'll get rid of that. Maybe? No. Am I too fast, maybe? That could be it. Yeah, I must be too fast. We'll do a bit of an orbit here. As you can tell, I'm still getting used to this thing. There we go, that's our air brake. Can we get the flaps to stay down? Yes, we can, finally. So we want to be below about 450 for the flaps. I'm used to 650 from the MiG-21. Oh, please don't stall. No. Overcooked it. Definitely need practice at that. What if I have my air brake out? I don't think I did. We'll quickly check the binding on that before I switch games. Set that back up there. Good news is you missed the orphanage. I'll aim better next time. Alright. Give me just a moment here, guys. I will switch over and then we'll be right back. Once I get chatbot to cooperate. Once we get the F4E and the MiG-23 fights are going to become rather interesting on stuff like Blue Flag. Yeah, I can't wait. I really cannot wait for those two planes. Oh, that's not what I want to open. This is what I want to open. Alright, I will be back in just a moment. Alrighty. We'll go from up here, and take... That's right, I have the I-16 now. I'm not going to fly it right now though. MiG-3 I really like, but there's only 12 of them, so we might not waste it. We'll go with the Yak. I do really enjoy the MiG-3, it's a nice plane. I just gotta remind myself not to try and fight like I'm in a Yak. What time of year is it in the mission? I probably should have checked that. We'll just go with that for now, but we'll check. Oh, hello. Hey, Chris! Hello. Okay. Just about to go get myself shot down a whole bunch. Oh, it's August. Yeah, no, we don't want white anywhere on our plane in August. Good thing I checked. Let's get everything recentered. Not entirely certain where the runway is at this airfield. I think it's off to my right. Dare them to come after you? I'm not that good. Got tracker and it's awesome to play with it? Yeah. Welcome to the club. Once I got tracker, I could never go back to flying without it. It just makes such a huge difference. Why did my engine not catch? Oh, right, because it didn't register that I had my mixture at full. Unfortunately, unlike DCS, Il-2 doesn't register where your controls are set. You have to move them to get the game to pick them up. Which means that this happens. And because it's not full fidelity, you gotta go through the entire shutdown restart procedure. Yeah, it does work with the old Il-2. That's what I originally got it for. I've had TrackIR for about 10 years, and that was the game I got it to play. And I keep saying it, but I do need to remember to get my mod set up for Il-246, so I can start playing that again as well. Almost a ground loop. Almost. I'll probably do one here in a second. This is the runway in front of me, I think. We are outnumbered. Target-rich environment. Very sloppy takeoff, but oh well. Fidgeting around a bit so I'm actually sitting in front of my pedals instead of beside them. There we go, close enough. 0727. Ah. Basically right off my nose. Profile from the internet, had a base there, seems very nice. I tried using one that I found on the internet, but it didn't work out that well for me, so I just played around with it until it felt right. And I haven't really changed it for about 10 years, probably. The only thing I did was I had roll disabled for a very long time, because I didn't really use it, and I didn't like using it, but I've re-enabled it now, because it is actually useful. Especially, like, seeing around stuff. Oh, hello. Hello. What is this? Don't know. There. There's the Volga beneath us. Goes straight off my nose. boy, there goes chat again. Seems like this time of night is when all the really kind of obnoxious people get on this server. Yeah, I know, Pom. At least this time we don't have an angry Russian using every kind of slur under the sun to refer to the other team. I'd say it probably is German in front of me. Probably RTV. Yep, the vehicle's a toast, and that's probably him what did it. Can't make out what he is from here. Looks single engine though. I don't know if he's noticed me, but if it's a 109, I'm not going to catch him, so... We're just going to break off. Maybe cover our other objective instead. Took me a while there to wake my feet up. When you forget to switch supercharger gears. So I'm thinking once they fix the AI for this, well, improve the AI, I don't know if they'll truly fix it, but once the combat AI is improved for this, I'm probably going to pick the campaign back up and continue that. In fact, I may even do a mission or two today, who knows, with the shitty AI the way it is. I do like the campaign, I just really don't like the combat AI. And I'm glad they're addressing it. I just kind of wish they'd done it sooner. Connection? Of course. I don't know if that was me or if that was the server. I think it was me. Oh well, it's not like we were engaged in combat when it happened. Switch airfields now. And we'll stick with the Yak one for the time being. Now I've got to repick everything. Go with about 70% fuel. Yeah. Just gotta jiggle the controls here so that the game actually registers where they are. Why did the engine not catch this time? It was at full mix. Oh, throttle idle. I'm dumb. Can we start this time, please? Fun fact, some of these came from the factory with an issue where one undercarriage leg was like significantly longer or shorter than the other. Because the tolerances in production were that loose. Very good aircraft design, but the production quality let it down. Really let it down. This is the runway right here. Ground loop. Yep, there we go. There's the ground loop. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. Know why that happened? Yeah, because I sat on the rudder for too long. Had the tail wheel unlocked and I held the rudder for too long and had the differential brakes going. I really do wish that the Yaks had yaw trim. It'd make my life so much easier. Oh, you mean that, not the ground loop, yeah. But my engineer's plot. No, it wasn't the weather. Everyone memes about the weather. It wasn't the weather. The Germans were better prepared for the winters everyone says that fucked them than they were for some of the others. The mud is a normal seasonal thing. Like, they would have had to have known that going in, and the Red Army had to deal with it too. Like, the mud doesn't favour anybody, it's just that the Soviets were better prepared for it. But all the same, that wasn't what did it. It goes too much one way or the other. Either the German army got fucked because the Soviets were like the best ever, or the German army got fucked because the weather did it and the Soviet army was about to totally die on its ass. Their supply was ultra fucked because Germany shouldn't have started the war in the first place. They're like, that's the thing. No matter which way you look at it, Germany's logistics situation was fucked because it was a war they shouldn't have started and could not have won. The fact they got as far as they did on any front against any country is dumb luck, basically, down to Hitler's timing. Which was the opposite of what the army wanted to do anyway. The army wanted to wait like another 5 years, which would have been even worse for them. Germany managed to start the war at a point where the British and French hated each other more than they hated the Germans. Neither trusted the other, neither wanted another European war because they were still traumatized after World War I. The Soviets had Stalin busy purging all the officers, and there was a massive modernization going on, so the Red Army had a bunch of equipment they didn't know how to use with really severe teething issues, and doctrine that was kind of in limbo. The French army still had to deal with fucking backwards idiots like, I think it was Gamelin, who insisted on using carrier pigeons instead of radios because he didn't trust modern technology. And the French were doing the whole penny packets of tanks things instead of actually, you know, concentrating their force. As did the Brits at that point. Like, it was just... The situation that existed in 1939 through 41 was perfect for the Germans to do what they did. And if they'd waited a bit longer for different countries to sort their doctrine out or rearm, they would have been screwed. And the Germans had no oil. They didn't actually have as much manpower as people think they do. And they really started running out of it quickly because of the way they employed that manpower. Like, there is no set of circumstances where Germany could have won World War II. There's only a case of how badly they lose it and how early or how late. The German economy was largely smoke and mirrors as well. It was never as good as people pretend it was. Like, anytime anyone tries to make the argument that Hitler fixed the German economy, no, he didn't. He really didn't. He made steamed hams out of the German economy. It was still a clusterfuck, he just concealed it better and focused it on war. Didn't even do that properly. Imagine being like 3 years into the largest war in human history before deciding it's finally time to switch to a total war fitting and start allowing women to work in the factories. Imagine being that fucking incompetent at waging a war. Oh, hello. Hello. No idea what this is, but it's... Oh, it'll be German. Okay, we'll side slip a bit because I don't want to lock my controls up. Oh, hello. Yep, that is definitely a German. Possibly two Germans. We'll hang out above him a bit longer. There might be a friendly in that. Hard to tell, yeah. Can't tell who's who. I think the leading aircraft is friendly and the trailer is German. I think that's another 109 or something that just went off my right, so we're going to go for the second guy. Oh shit, there's a whole mess of them down here. I didn't see any of these coming in. Yeah, that's a 109, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it is. needing too much. Oh shit, that's a 110! Got lucky there. Tail's okay for now, but that 110's probably going to try and come back around. Oh shit, there's another 109. Yeah, I'm in a really bad situation now. Imagine that. Oh, pilot kill. I saw 2 aircraft going into that dive, then I picked up the 3rd. There must have been at least 10 down there. I'll try again. It's definitely not optimal. Yeah, Chamberlain was an idiot, but no, I mean, as in legitimately one of the French generals, and I'm fairly certain it was Gamelin, legit thought that radios were, like, bad, and wanted to stick to carrier pigeons. Like, where do you even start with someone like that? And then you also factor in the fact that about half of the French high command were fascist sympathizers, and hated the Brits more than they hated the Germans, and in several cases actually wanted to cooperate with the Germans. It was just a clusterfuck. Absolute clusterfuck. But of course, if France or Britain had done anything while Germany was in Poland, literally anything, the war would have been over basically as soon as it began, because Germany had nothing to defend its western border. Or, you know, if, God forbid, they'd done something before the Germans actually invaded Poland, you know, instead of appeasement, there wouldn't have been a problem. But apparently appeasing fascists is a really good idea. Where have I heard that recently? So yeah. And then the worst war in human history happened, and about 60 or 70 million people died, because apparently punching Nazis is bad. Oh, Atomic's in here. Probably should have set my rads before I started my takeoff run. Needing to swap gauges and use captured Russian trains, which they only had so many of, didn't help. Lack of supplies also meant they couldn't build rail fast enough to keep up with the lines. Yeah, like, and the fact that the Germans just used so much captured shit because their own industry was a clusterfuck. Like, everything the Germans did in World War II was a really bad idea. It was just a really bad idea that somehow worked. Which isn't to say that, you know, everyone involved was an idiot. They did have some good commanders. You know, they had a lot of good junior officers. They had some decent higher-level commanders, but people give them too much credit. Like Rommel. Rommel should have stayed at a lower level. He was well beyond his competence as a general, let alone a field marshal. Man didn't know how logistics worked. That's why his army got its fucking ass whooped in Africa, because he didn't know how logistics worked, and he ran out of shit. Someone you want in charge of, like, you know, a company, or maybe a battalion, not a fucking army. Use the U-2. I've never flown the U-2, actually. Might do it at some point, but not today. Probably should have stuck to a single pass. Way too many Germans there. Yeah. Yeah, once I noticed, I probably should have just noped out of there. Polish never happened, but Stalin wanted a scapegoat. Yeah, as well as that, he also wanted to do the whole Molost glory thing for what happened after World War... well, what happened after the Revolution. Brest-Litovsk was kind of like for the Soviets what Versailles was for the Germans in that regard. Captured German stuff, looks at Africa, yeah. So, I've got a book which is a bunch of interviews with some of the original members of the SAS, and there were a number of situations where British and German forces drove past each other and waved, and then realized, like, 10 minutes later, oh fuck, that was the enemy. Because everyone was wearing khaki and everyone was using each other's trucks. Yeah, exactly. People blow things out of proportion when it comes to Rommel. It's the same with, like, if you ask the average person who their favourite World War II general was for any given country, you're gonna get one of the fucking show ponies who was maybe okay, but not great. Like, if you ask someone who's into the Soviet side, you'll invariably get Zhukov. If you ask me, I'd say Rokossovsky. And for the Brits, people will go Monty. Brookie. Brookie basically directed the Allied war effort for almost the entire war and got no credit. Well, certainly in modern history gets no credit. He got some at the time. That's twin engine and probably a 110. I love doubling down on bad life decisions, so let's go. Tail's okay for now. Is that a 110 or is that a Peshka? It has to be a 110. No, it's a Junkers 88. Oh boy. Just gotta watch out for the AI gunners, they're fucking murderously accurate. I don't think I landed a single hit there. I let him too much. Yep, there we go. I stayed behind him too long. Oh man, I gotta work on my shooting in this. Still okay for now. Okay, we are out of cannon. I believe his gunner might be dead. Nope, his gunner is not dead. I need to stop doing that. I sit behind bombers too long and the gunners in this are really dangerous. I don't even know if we're gonna get the kill on him. He's leaking fuel and coolant. So his engines might seize up on him. But he hasn't got that far to go to his forward airfields. If you're going to low-level shit, P-39. The P-39 has shit visibility. I'm terrible at managing the Allison engine. And the 37mm I can't aim worth shit with. Oh, there's a 110. Besides, I mostly fly the Yak, so I need to get good at flying the Yak. Why though? Like, I just don't fly the P-39 much. I know it's a god tier weapon for bombers if I can hit them, but I need to be able to see what I'm doing, which I can't in the P-39, and I need to be a lot better at managing the Allison than I am, which I'm not. And the P-39 also isn't really adapted to how I fly. Oh. Forgot to reset the mixture. I really wish it would save the stick or the throttle position in this. Recommend the 39 till you cross over 7k in altitude. If I go over 7k in altitude, it's because I'm in a Spitfire. Or a MiG-3. And the MiG-3 is kind of questionable in that even. The 39 does not suit me. Like, I get it's a good plane, but it doesn't suit me. It's like me trying to get you to fly the MiG-21. It's not gonna happen. MiG-3 is a meme? No, it's actually really good. Certainly, especially in the early war missions, it's, like, comparable to a 109 at high altitude. And better than a 109 at low altitude. Well, in several respects, not all of them. I could use it here, but it looks like most of the fight's quite low, so we're sticking with the Yak. Yeah, I really like Polikarpov's designs. Unfortunately, the I-185 never entered service, so guess what's not in this game. If this game had the I-185 in it, I'd be all over that fucking thing. You'd never see me in anything else. Why though? Like, legitimately, the MiG-3 is a good aircraft. It was let down by bad doctrine and just bad circumstances, but the MiG-3 is a good aircraft. There's not much point flying out here because the mission's about to end, but we'll do it. Why is my engine... Ah! Again, I wish it saved the throttle position, or registered it rather. I think we're going to have a scuffed kind of day today. We're already halfway there. Probably sitting on... Oh, I got no points, yeah. Didn't even get an assist on anything. And the server's starting to empty out. Yeah, exactly. honestly. I'd much rather not have the MFD at all. Because they're useless to me. Absolutely useless. I find it harder to get information from a MFD than from like 6 different gauges. I just can't read them. Yeah, exactly. I find it really difficult to separate the different pieces of information out, and I can't glance at it, so yeah, same thing. It just kind of overloads me when I look at them. There's all this going on at once, and I can't tell what's where, and... I told you, Pom, this is why I don't fly American shit. My brain works in a different way. I cannot look at a screen with 10 different pieces of information on it and process it. Yeah, I can't glance because my eyes are drawn to everything at once. Literally, like, I have had this problem in real aircraft. I cannot deal with a glass pit. I need to have gauges that are separated out from each other. I'm not going to fly the modern J11 or a modern MiG-29. Certainly not the J11. Hopefully some people will come back once the server restarts. Otherwise we might be in a bit of a pickle here, because I'm not getting on tour. I am nowhere near hardcore enough to get on there. Fortunately, Chinese versions are the only viable one, unless they convince India to let them poke around in early 2002-27. Well, as far as the 29 goes, there's plenty of countries that use that, so that's much more likely. 29, I could be wrong, but doesn't Angola or something use them? I swear I know Algeria does. I think. Or certainly DCS has Algerian skins for it. I know Algeria bought some, or went into a deal to buy some 33s. It's not even an overload for me. If I'm setting up for a fight, I like to be able to glance down, flip a switch, be ready for combat. Something like an 18, I need to make sure my MFDs all have the correct information. Yeah, that too. Yeah, I just kind of, I saw 2 planes and I thought, oh, here we go. And then I dived into it. It was about 15 planes, most of them German, so that didn't end well. And then the second one, I found a 88 and I got target fixated on it quite badly, as usual. I'm guessing you were the 110 that got behind me in that first fight. My flying's a bit janky today. I'm slightly discombobulated, so hopefully it'll pick up a bit. German 29s aren't much different than what we already have in DCS. Yeah, except I think the point is full fidelity, not that. Gotcha. Yeah, I realized immediately what a huge mistake that was. I should have... See, the problem is, my aim was off on that 109, and I let him rope me into it. If I just killed him in the first pass, or broken off and come back, I would have been fine, but I let him pull me in front of everyone. I'm the kind of genius that realizes I've made a mistake right after the point where it's too late to correct that mistake. I know I've done it, it's just too late to do anything about it. I've always had that issue. What are the differences between the early and the regular MiG-3? We will fly a MiG-3, and we will assume it's going to be a bit snowy out. This is where I'm probably really going to get myself screwed over, doing dumb shit. Yeah, let's go with that. Watch it not be snowy. Actually, what's the outside temp? 4 degrees, yeah, it's probably got snow on the ground. We've been dead either way. Roped on you before he drug you into the battle. Ah, okay, yeah. I mean, it sounds about right. My situational awareness is so shockingly bad. And there's no snow. Welp. We're just gonna roll with this, I guess. I'm also gonna try and remember what the engine management for this is. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, this should be... Actually, no, I remember watching Sheriff's video and he said that the automatic management's not quite right. I think like, around there should be good. Yeah, Jammer does that as well. I'm not quite good enough at the game to get away with that, though. Okay, runway. I don't know if I really need to worry about it. I think it's off to my left, but it looks like my nose is pretty clear. Systems has an upgrade package to the 21, 25, 29 that replaces the data bus and panels with Western gear. Yeah, I remember reading about that. Okay, where are we actually going? Pretty much this way. Control north, I guess. Off for the night? Alright, man. Well, nice shooting, and I'll hopefully catch you in game again sometime soon. Yeah, you too, man. Have a good sleep. Catch you later. Let's circle around to the north. If I recall correctly, I don't really need to mess with my prop pitch much. What did you forget to tell me, Tom? I can get all four of us awake and able. Awake is a strong word to use, referring to me. Just throwing that one out there. Hera, Grumpy, and me would like to do 2v2. Yeah, that'd be really good. That would actually be really good. I don't think I've ever done any 2v2 stuff in DCS. That would definitely be good. I was just watching towards the tail end of Combs' stream, and one of his mates was flying the Mirage against a Hornet. It's funny picking out all the things he could have been doing and the opportunities he missed and the little mistakes he made. I can actually do that now with the Mirage. I can tell when someone else is flying it what's going on. I won't pretend I'm an expert, but it's nice to be able to like recognize just from watching. Doing BFM with him yesterday for a stream, and he ended up getting too drunk. I mean, wouldn't that just make him harder to hit, though? Nowhere near the line. I need to be more west. If I do a couple flights on here, it might be a relatively short stream because I'm getting really hungry. I'm starting to get a bit of a headache as well. But I do want to get some flights in here. Has fantastic visibility, except over the nose and just where these sidebars are, but other than that, fucking fantastic. Definitely better than any of the German aircraft, except maybe the 190, and even then you could make an argument for this. If we had the I-185, it would be even better, because there wouldn't be any sidebars on the canopy. And the radio mast wouldn't be there either, it'd be behind you. Up to about 4.5k, I guess, and chill out. Actually, you know what? We'll just sit here. We've got some good instrumentation in this, a VSI and an artificial horizon. which is rare both for Soviet fighters of this era and German fighters of this era. The early 109s didn't have those. And the later 109s tended to be one or the other. I swear I saw something over there, but now it's gone. Doesn't help that there's basically no one on the German team. If I was any kind of decent with the German aircraft, I'd probably switch teams, honestly, but as we established the other day, I'm trash. Even with the easy-to-fly versions of the 109, so hang around a bit, do some flying. If nothing appears, then nothing appears, but we'll see how we go. Let's go, need to kick Rambo's ass again. Okay, well, good luck. I'll catch you later. They kill at least 3 German planes are cleared for me. I want to see you dunk on them. I don't think I'm going to get a single kill today. I mean, I had a perfect setup for it in my yak and I couldn't even kill a fucking oblivious 109, so... I think that, between that and my MiG-19 flying earlier, that's kind of set the tone for the rest of the day. I have either really good days where I kill a lot of stuff, or I got really bad days where I don't kill anything, and I die a lot in embarrassing ways, and I think this is the latter of those two. Yeah, it's a nice plane. It's gonna take some getting used to, but it is nice. Alright man, catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. At this rate, I don't even think I'm gonna fucking see any Germans. My feet are also very much asleep, as you can probably tell. My monitor's in for another clean as well. There's just a couple of specks of dust that keep tricking me into thinking I've seen planes until I realise they're not moving. One of them's attacking something, but I don't know what. Rest in peace, that dude. idea where the German team is. One of them's definitely attacking one of our ground objectives, I just don't know which. I haven't seen any warnings come up. Nor have I seen any tracers, although I'd be pretty lucky to see them from all the way up here. If there were going to be any, they'd probably be directly under me. Might head out towards one of their airfields. We'll go for Studitz, I think. Oh, there we go. Fortified position. 312. Yeah, it's basically the opposite end of the front to me. Just go to Studitz and hang around over there, I guess. Does mean I'm going to get captured if I get shot down, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I think after this flight I may actually jump off, so I can go get myself some food, have some dinner. Might turn north here and kind of patrol between their air bases and the objectives. That might be a halfway decent way to try and catch one of them. Although knowing my luck, they're all staying really low under the clouds. You see the end of the runway it started, so behind the, or below the tailplane there. But I suspect they are going to stay low. So I'll be surprised if I actually see anyone up here. One of them's hanging around the airfield up here. Meanwhile, my fuel is slowly starting to run out. So I guess we'll turn back over friendly lines and see if I can intercept whatever that is. Yeah, I'm probably not going to see any Germans, honestly. Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I will. I hate this time zone, I really do. Is that the airfield, or is that a different one? No, that's it. Nope. Correction. That is the other airfield. Kalinin is the next one along, which I can just see off the edge of my nose. Definitely something hanging around, but I don't know what, and I don't know how high. I think that might have been someone crashing. .618. Oh, that is nowhere near me. That is miles away. I'll be out of fuel by the time I get there. I just want to see what this is. I think someone crashed. I might have enough fuel. We'll try it. We're in friendly territory, so... what could possibly go wrong? I'm gonna guess, though, that they're fairly low if they're attacking the bridge. There's the bridge. A very wide bridge. Hopefully whatever's attacking it is hanging around. duck through the clouds. I thought I just saw something climb up there. I don't see any ground fire. Oh, I see, it's a causeway with a bridge. I see. They're definitely here, I just don't see them. Need some ground fire or something to come up. Could have sworn I saw a splash right as I arrived. That one's still intact. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything. It is so difficult to spot aircraft in this game. That might be the guy. He might be on the way home. I don't think I'm going to catch him though. I'll head over there, but I don't think I'll catch up to him. I think it was just the one aircraft attacking these bridges, because I haven't seen anything else here. I do like the weird fasteners they've used to hold the perspex onto the canopy frame in this thing. Very strange. Nuts and bolts not good enough apparently. They had to use these weird looking things. Okay, so hanging around both of our airfields now, which is interesting. Airfield. Can't see a guy hanging around it though. I don't know if he's high or low or if he's already left or what. He doesn't appear to be haunting the landing pattern, so I think I'm just going to set down, to be honest. Nope. There's the ground loop. Oh, God damn it. There it is. Oh well. We'll just pretend that never happened. And get off the runway here. I definitely need some landing practice in the MiG-3. Well, sadly we did not see a single German since the map change. But I do need some dinner, guys, and I've got some stuff to do around the flat, so I'm gonna call it there. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, it's been a bit of a shit show flying-wise, but oh well. Maybe tomorrow will be better. I think I'll just let the auto host do its thing. If I can even tab out here. There we go. Yeah, so I might just let that do its thing. And it can find someone to host. Thanks for the chill. Thanks for being here with me. Yeah, I'll probably be streaming again tomorrow. Probably my usual time, so, you know, like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Australian Eastern Time. Whatever time that works out to be in your time zone. And I'll catch you guys later.